Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex of Coyote Star Astrology, and today we're going to cover the new moon solar eclipse in Libra coming in this next week. It'll come in on Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024 at around 11:48 a.m. However, you'll want to adjust for your location on the planet as that time may change for you. How is everybody doing? Is everybody doing okay after the last week we've had? I know for sure some of you are really going through it. Very potent lead up to this second eclipse. We have been in between eclipses over this last week. We're processing a lot, we're growing a lot, but this last week has been particularly emotional for reasons that I will go into in just a minute. But yeah, so if you're feeling a lot of feels right now, you're not alone. There's definitely a reason, a very deep reason for that. And the week ahead and the eclipse ahead, it is a big purge and a big release, a big letting go, but it's also a really, really profound new beginning and a real opportunity to let go of some things that have been hurting you or that have felt toxic or unhealthy for a long time. So we're about to go into that. Before I do, I have a real quick announcement. Very excited about this announcement because it's been a while since I've dropped a course, and I'm dropping a course. It's going to be taught live on Zoom at 5:30 on October 3rd, the day after the eclipse. So I'm sure that we'll talk a little bit about the eclipse during the class. Never done a class like this before, and it's one of my favorites that I've ever created. This is a course on shadow work, and you know that my Scorpio stellium had a field day with this one. I basically created a course to show you guys how I sort of use my chart on a daily basis. I think because I have so much Scorpio, I do really like to go into the shadow of my chart because I find that that's where the healing is. So this is a class that's going to be taught, of course, from an evolutionary astrology perspective. I'm going to teach you about the shadows of the zodiac, Aries through Pisces, so that we can then look at our placements from that lens. We're going to learn a lot about Pluto through the houses and the Pluto polarity point. If you want more information on this course, email me, coyotestarastrology@gmail.com, subject line shadow, and I will give you all the information you need, pricing. Yes, there will be recordings if you can't make the live. And just a quick shout out, this is a course that is free for monthly members. Monthly members on my platform where I do weekly forecasts, etc., they get access to all of the courses that I put out as part of their membership. So you may want to go over to coyotestarastrology.com, read more about the membership. If this is a course that interests you, check it out. All right, so speaking of shadow work, let's dive into this course. There's a reason that I released this shadow work course when I did. We'll just say that. So where to begin here? All right. Well, first of all, why has this last week been so intense for a lot of us? Last week has been intense because Mars, which during the eclipse chart, actually, yeah, I'm going to go to right now. So I'm filming this on Friday, getting this out a little bit early for you. Last couple days, Mars in Cancer, which is of course a highly emotional placement, has transited asteroid Lucifer. We go over this in the membership in depth, but I will mention it now. Mars on Lucifer, whew, stimulating a very, very deep, dark, emotional part of us all. And that alignment over the last few days was square the nodes. It was particularly aggressive. What day was that? Right around there, like the 21st. But honestly, it's just been in the field. It's just been there. It's been something we've all been feeling, is these really intense surges of emotion, a lot of them having to do with relationship dynamics. But this is ancient stuff. Like, whenever we have something square the nodes, although of course it involves the people right in front of us, this is not new. These patterns are not new. These are things that we really need to face. So there's almost this element, and you really learn this the deeper you go with astrology, of like not taking anything personally with the people you're dealing with in front of you, because these are just teachers who have mystically materialized to teach you these valuable lessons to help you move this energy. As we went into in the last video, eclipses are times of powerful but difficult growth, because eclipses are lunar events that happen at the gateways of the nodes. And the nodes are where we have the biggest challenges in our life, because it requires us to learn something new and to let go of something that is no longer serving us. I know people use those words a lot in new moon and full moon videos, letting go of something that no longer serves, la la la. I actually don't normally say that, but with eclipses I will, because that is kind of the vibe, you know, especially with this one coming in, as we're about to see. I digress. Anyways, so Mars came and stimulated, it heated up asteroid Lucifer. I felt this, honestly, there was like this subtle feeling of doom everywhere this last week. I felt it strong. I was feeling the collective. I was like, are we okay? Like, are we good? Like, I don't really know if we're good. The narrator is like, everything was in fact not fine. That's literally how it's kind of felt. But it's because asteroid Lucifer, I mean, look at him. Look at his glyph. Really, really intense area of the sky. Anyways, let's come back into the eclipse. So by the time the eclipse comes in, thank God, Mars has moved on from Lucifer a little bit. We see that, sorry, there's a garbage truck outside right now. I don't know if you can hear that. As of the eclipse, Venus in Scorpio has actually come to trine Lucifer, which is an interesting aspect. But the good news is that Mars has at least kind of gotten the hell away from Lucifer. We don't really need those guys together. Thank God, that's done. But Mars is still squaring Mercury in Libra. So this brings us more into the major themes of the eclipse. First things first, this is a new moon. So this means a new beginning, right? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's write this down. This is what I do in my sessions with clients. So it's a new beginning because it's a new moon. But this is a new moon at the south node. So it's a new beginning around releasing the past. But it's particularly powerful because it's at the nodes and it's an eclipse. So this isn't just your standard new moon, new beginning, set an intention, da da da. No, this is powerful new beginning that is starting a powerful new cycle around powerful themes. And then we look at the rest of the chart to see what those themes are. The ruler of the new moon is Venus. She's in Scorpio. So she's kind of the star of the show, honestly. Now, when we look at Venus and what she's doing, she's actually doing something really interesting. You can see this big blue triangle. So she's making a grand trine between Mars and honestly, technically Lucifer. I'm not going to leave him out in the cold. Between Mars and Saturn. So Saturn is stabilizing her a little bit and helping her grow up. Thank God. Because Venus in Scorpio is a little bit of a problem child sometimes. And then the trine to Mars in Cancer is helping her connect with some empathy and emotional sensitivity. I will say that Venus, being the ruler of this chart and connected to the south node, that really brings in this essence of past partners, past soulmates, karma mates, and honestly, low-key, like past betrayals or just past pain, grief, hurt, feeling abandoned, feeling wounded. That's all of Venus and Scorpio's big trauma wounds, basically. They all come from this. Someone left me, somebody didn't love me, somebody went away. and I'll never get over it. That's why she's like so gothy, right? She's grieving. And so because she's connected to the South Node, there's this deep part of us that's ready to release this shit and move on, you know? Just be like, okay, stuff happened. It was really hurtful, but I need to get on with my life. North Node, Aries. So then when we come to the North Node ruler, which is Mars, because Mars rules Aries, we see Mars in Cancer at 15 degrees, nicely trine Saturn. So that means Mars in Cancer has found some stability for its emotions and it's feeling more emotionally secure. So the whole kind of essence of this chart is it looks like we're going to be releasing either certain people and certain dynamics with certain individuals that are creating this traumatizing feeling of abandonment or betrayal or just simple like wounding or grief in some way. We're letting them go because we need to feel this Mars Cancer trine Saturn, this sense of emotional safety and emotional calm. Now, I know Scorpio is known for like cutting people off. But I will be honest, this chart, because of the trine from Saturn to Venus, I think he's trying to help her find a healthier route for her emotions here. Cutting people off might seem easy, but ultimately it's really very destructive. And typically, you know, you can do cord cuttings all day, but if you're not over something, your psyche is going to continue to process that thing, whatever it is, until you're actually done. And the key that releases Venus in Scorpio is always forgiveness and acceptance. So I'm not saying that certain relationships aren't ending right now, because I think that a lot of them probably are for so many people out there right now. There's probably so many deep Venus Scorpio soul contracts that it's just like, oh man, I have to walk away from this right now. But because of the trine from Saturn, it just feels like there's a way that this can be done that's a little bit more high level, you know, understanding. Honestly, some of this stuff we really get into in the course next week. So this is a big purge, you guys. You know, we're coming to the end of these nodes pretty soon here. This is big. So be very intentional with this eclipse, this fresh start. It does look like there is going to be some emotional processes because Mars in Cancer is square Mercury. Mercury is communication. Mercury is in Libra. So we're going to be talking about this with some people, you guys. You know, if you watch my weekly forecast on the membership, we go through the moon's placement every day. You would not believe how fucking accurate it is. Honestly, watching the moon day to day is when your relationship with astrology is gonna frickin' go off the rails, off the charts. You will make so many leaps and bounds with your knowledge of astrology if you do that. And that's what we do on the membership. Just saying. What was the point of that? There was something I was gonna say. Oh, this week, honestly, the moon is in Libra for like fucking like 4 days. It's crazy. I think it goes in on Tuesday, and I don't think it officially leaves Libra till like Friday. So honestly, like, yeah, okay, the eclipse is on the 2nd, but it's gonna really feel eclipsy for the whole week that we're going into. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and a share. I really appreciate it. I'm also over on Instagram at Earth2Coyote. And yeah, hope to see some of you guys in class. Have a beautiful eclipse, and bye for now.